From the Washington Times, I'm Tim Constantine. White House National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said this week that there is still no definitive answer from the intelligence community on how COVID-19 originated. That's despite reporting that the Department of Energy has concluded the pandemic most likely came from a laboratory leak rather than emerging naturally. There's a variety of views in the intel community. Some elements of the intelligence community arrived at conclusions on one side, said Sullivan, some on the other. A number of them have said they just don't have enough information to be sure. Republican National Committee Chair Ronna McDaniel says she hopes the days of raucous GOP presidential primaries and questions over party loyalty are over. Mrs. McDaniel made her case this week for Republican White House hopefuls to remain faithful to the party ahead of what is expected to be a crowded primary race. Candidates will be required to sign a loyalty pledge to support the eventual nominee if they want to participate in the party's debates. It's kind of a no-brainer, McDaniel said. If you're going to be on the Republican National Committee debate stage asking voters to support you, you should say, I'm going to support the voters and who they choose as the nominee. Donald Trump has raised the specter of his not supporting the nominee if it isn't himself. Legislators in red states are determined this year to do what Supreme Court Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson could not: provide a definition of the word woman. The Kansas Senate became the first chamber to pass the Women's Bill of Rights. It's a measure that defines woman and man in the state law. The distinction hopes to preserve single-sex areas such as public restrooms, school sports, prisons, and shelters. Similar measures have been introduced this year in Oklahoma, New Hampshire, North Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, and South Carolina. For these stories and all the news, visit us at WashingtonTimes.com.